Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Today we are finishing Turnabout Storyteller. Let's begin. Alright, game, please load. Thank you. May 13th, District Court. Courtroom number 4. Now that the sweet buns have arrived, this court is back in session. Go on, Wendo, eat up! Chomp, chew! Nice flavor. You can really taste that sake. Nom, nom, nom. That was delicious! Yes, a unique sweetness and the faint aroma of sake. Yet, I hardly think that anyone could pass out from eating something like this. What's the matter, Wendo? You're not afraid of a tiny manju, are you? Or are you scared of how many calories it has? Don't be ridiculous. A sweet little snack like this couldn't possibly... I mean, it could never. Less bleating, more eating, witness? Fine, whatever. Chomp, chomp. See, I told you. It don't affect me in the slightest. We might be alright, wait. But come on, nobody's that lying. Seriously, nobody's gonna stress off about one little bun. It looks like it worked. Oh my! Witness, please tell the court your name and occupation. Oh. Oh. My name is Owen. I'm 5. You're 5 years old? Am I in trouble? Please don't yell at me. Oh. So he's Uendo's fourth personality. I'd hardly think a child like him could have a motive to murder the victim. And even if he had a motive, could he have actually committed the murder? That's a very good point. Owen does appear to be very timid and weak. Oh. It seems the defense was hoping this hidden personality would be the real killer. But now that he is standing here before us, it is clear that none of Uendo's personalities can be the killer. Eek! Where can I even go from here? Shisho. Owen, do you know something about what happened to your master? Come on, buddy. Won't you tell Auntie if you know what happened? Really? Okay. What a scary lady. I'm not scary. Look at Auntie's big smile. Tell me about your master, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Okay. I would assume in the original Japanese it would be One-san. Probably. I don't know why they went with Auntie. Shisho was super nice. He always played with me. Just like a real grandpa. I love Shisho. Athena, do you sense anything behind his words? I sense a sadness. Sadness so pure it's heartrending. But no discord. Prosecutor Sadmati is right. Owen isn't the killer. But then, don't you find it odd? Find what odd? Let's review what we've learned so far. Uendo rearranged the Karuta cards to pin the blame on Buggy. Well, that's because the original message implicated Owen. But Owen is only 5 years old and absolutely adores Master Tornado. Exactly. The other 3 personalities also have no motive for murder. If Owen isn't the true culprit, then the person who first laid out the cards probably wouldn't have been Master Tornado. So then, who did it? Defense. Did the appearance of Owen help you figure anything out? Yes, Your Honor. I now know who it was that first laid out the Kurata cards. But I thought it was the victim, right? No, Your Honor. I don't believe it was. The one who first arranged the Karuta cards on the table was none other than... Widow's fifth personality? I believe the person who laid the cards out is the very person who killed Taifu Tornado. How quickly you move on to a new target when your Owen theory proves false. You Polkunin. You Polkunin. Yeah, that. I don't know what a Polkunin is, but I know I am definitely not one. And before you start with the sermons, why don't you hear me out? Yes, let's hear the defense's reasoning. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. But if you are bluffing, I won't go easy on you. I understand, Your Honor. Now then, please recall the original crime scene. Who did the Karuta cards name when the scene was discovered? Let's see. I believe they implicated the defendant, Buckwheat. That's right. But we then found out that the message originally read Owen 4th. Which implicated the young boy, Owen. Exactly. And the person who rearranged the cards was undoubtedly Uendo. Uendo may have kept silent, but we can be sure he already knew his master was dead. His tampering with the crime scene using the TV orbit proves it. I confess, I tampered with the crime scene. The reason Uendo rearranged the Karuta cards and moved the TV was because he saw the Owen 4th message and was convinced Owen had committed the crime. Right on, Prosecutor Blackwell. It would seem that Owen and the other 3 personalities don't share the same memories. But really, there is no 4th personality. It's just the 3 of us in here. Uendo feared that Owen had killed Master Tornado, so he tried to hide Owen from us. Oh. But it turns out Owen is but a 5-year-old child, incapable of hurting a fly. Let alone his beloved master. So naturally, the culprit must be somebody else. And this somebody else, the true killer, tried to pin the crime on Owen. I see. That does make sense. This is naught but conjecture, composed of half-truths and fantasy. Who then do you maintain murdered the victim? I believe Owen might know something about that. I refuse to allow such impromptu testimony, and from a 5-year-old, no less. Such a young child is incapable of producing anything coherent. But your desperation is disgraceful. You should realize when it is time to let go and... I saw it. I saw Shisho getting... Owen! You do know something, don't you? Yeah. Oh my, is this true? If so, we must have Owen testify immediately. Don't you agree, Prosecutor Sadmari? It's all right, Owen. Go ahead and tell us what you know. I saw it. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared. I passed out. This is eyewitness testimony from the moment of the murder. Owen, can you tell us anything else about what you saw? I was so scared. Oh, so scared. Owen! His emotions are spiraling out of control. Something must have really frightened him. Is he alright? His emotions are running wild because he's trying to recall something frightening to him. I recommend a therapy session right away. I see. Yes, please do whatever you can to help the poor boy. Will do, Your Honor. I'd better find the cause of these out-of-control emotions pronto. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared. I passed out. Poor kid. He's absolutely terrified of something. Whatever it is, it might be the root cause of his out-of-control emotions. I'd better take another careful look at the images. She's just right in his hand. No. Yeah, blood was dripping down onto Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood in the crime scene photos. Besides, if the victim was standing upright, how could the blood have dripped down onto his face? As I expected. All we managed to obtain from this child is a tale he dreamt up. I guess it's a little weird for blood to drip onto the victim's face if he was standing up. Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? I don't know. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead. Huh? What thing? That thing you and your cohorts do. What do you call it? Rotate your thinking about? Oh, you mean turn your thinking around? Yes, whatever. It's the same thing either way. No, it isn't! Who's ever heard of rotating your thinking? I mean, rotate is... Hey, wait a minute. What? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate just might work perfectly after all. Come again? All they have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. When he saw his master, Owen must have been... Owen must have been lying on the floor when he witnessed his master's murder. What? That's the conclusion I arrived at when I rotated my thinking by 90 degrees. Which means that all of the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees. And... this means Master Tornado was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery. And which mystery is that? The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It becomes much easier to imagine how that could happen if he was lying down. Like someone bleeding onto Master Tornado from somewhere up above him. I remember now, somebody was sitting on top of Shisho. So, trying to recall his master's bloody killer is what spooked Owen originally. The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nicked his attacker as he was fighting back. This means his assailant was injured on their face somewhere, like the forehead, perhaps. Assuming the victim and his attacker were face-to-face, then yes. I see. So that is what happened. But if I recall correctly, the accused has a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? God damn it. That injury of Mr. Watts is conclusive evidence that he committed this murder. Why? It seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. No! Even though I figured out the reason for Owen's out-of-control emotions, all I did was raise further suspicion against my own client. What do I do now? What's the matter? You aren't thinking of throwing in the towel, are you? But it looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both motive and opportunity. Plus, he has that injury on his forehead. Your Honor, I sense that the defense is finally ready to let it go and move on. Well, Miss Sykes, I understand that you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason. Well, that lawyer did her best, but all the signs point to the defendant's guilt. Maybe it's time she gave up. She tried everything she could. I really don't want to back down, but...
Silence!
Athena, are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? I wouldn't say that. It's just... Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? You mean, you believe me, ma'am? Of course, no matter what, I'll believe you to the very end. Were those just empty words? Of course not. It's just that all the cards are stacked against us. Are you still stuck on that line of thinking? Motive, opportunity, and an injury to his forehead. Is that all it takes to make you stop believing in your clients? Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? I'm his Miss Chickadee lawyer. Then do your duty and believe in him until the very end. I will. Simon's absolutely right. I'm Bucky's lawyer and he's depending on me. Defense team, please, no fighting in my courtroom. The defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. Prosecutor Blackwell was just giving me a pep talk, that's all. Thank you, Prosecutor. I didn't do it for your sake. I did it for the future of what's sober. Yeah, I got it. The defense would like to now continue with Owen's therapy session.
Owen, would you be alright with that?
Okay. So somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho bleeding from their heads and smooshing something into Shisho's face. That's funny. What is it? I still hear discord in Owen's voice, but I don't see any inconsistencies between his statements and his emotions. And there don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself either. So that's it, huh? Did you figure something out? Your ability to sense emotions is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. But there's actually something he's being very vague about in his testimony. You can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence. You should be able to move forward from there. Okay, that makes sense. I'll give it a try. I'll just update the mood matrix with the new information, and then we'll be ready to go. So I just need to present some evidence on what Owen is being vague about, huh? Shisho had blood on his face and a knife in his hands. He was on the floor and somebody was smushing something into his face. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared. I passed out. So now, let's see what Owen is feeling uncertain about. It should manifest as something Owen isn't being specific about. What's the matter? Is this too tough for you? No, I'm thinking, so stop distracting me. I think I can guess what Owen is uncertain about. I just don't know which piece of evidence will pull the info I need to the surface. You can't solve this with a rigid thought process. Try kneading your mind as well. Kneading my mind? It's not soba dough, you know. Looks like you've learned a thing or two about making soba, at least. You think? I've only been hearing about it all day today. Well, even with that tiny bit of knowledge, you ought to be able to find your answer. That's Simon. He figured something out again, hasn't he? And what does the soba-making process have to do with what Owen is unsure about? I do not know. Would it be the autopsy? Would it be the crime scene? Victim is making soba noodles. Fuck it.
Objection!
Yes! Let's put a name to the thing Owen's uncertain of, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate the victim. Fortunately for us, I spy the murder weapon, right here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spy nothing of the sort. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during their investigation either. Pray tell, where is this murder weapon you see? You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. This is what the killer pressed into Master Tornado's face. Oh, there's the... okay. The mystery person that Owen saw pressed soba into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him. I grew weary of your tasteless jokes. How could anyone commit murder with soft, delicate soba? The noodles would instantly fall apart if they were pressed into someone's face.
Yes, I agree.
Well, I disagree. There is a way that soba could have been used to suffocate the victim.
What? You will explain your theory at once, Miss Sykes.
To kill Master Tornado, the culprit must have smothered him with...
Uncut Sorbado, yes.
The culprit must have used the soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was now raw soba dough.
What? Order in the court. Yes, soba dough could definitely be used to suffocate someone, couldn't it?
Are you alright, Prosecutor Sadmati?
I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice thanks to the foolish lawyer before me. Oh dear.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Allow me to summarize your statements. As the accused was killing the victim, he was slashed in the face by the victim's knife. The weapon he used to suffocate the victim was the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles. Ah, why, you smarmy. Afterwards, the accused put the victim's face into the bowl of soba noodles and broth to wash off the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. And there you have it, the true sequence of events behind this foul affair.
Now wait just a minute. I never once said that Mr. Wet was the culprit.
Who but the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense? That's a very good point, Prosecutor Sadmati. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles requires considerable training. But then, what about the dying message? How do you explain that? The defendant wouldn't have known about Uwando's Owen personality. Perhaps the victim was simply playing with the cards, and they hold no other meaning. Perhaps he spelled out Owen's name in jest, some time before his murder. That's true. From Owen's testimony, it's clear that Mr. Tornado cared for the boy. It appears we've arrived at a compelling conclusion. Taken together, all these points point out a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt.
Owen! Is there anything else you can tell us? Doesn't matter how small of a detail, anything will do. Oh, you're scaring me. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. I have to be gentler with him. Can't forget he's only 5 years old. No need to be scared, okay, sweetie? Just tell us anything you can remember. Well, when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me, bleeding from their heads. Owen, you saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So, who was it, Owen? Do you remember? Oh, I don't know who it was. I'm picking up some noise. That means there's still something to uncover in Owen's testimony.
I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice it to say we are analyzing the dreams of a child. You've wasted enough of our time, let's let it go and move on.
No! There's still discord in Owen's heart that needs to be addressed. Therefore, I can't give in here.
Owen, do you think you can continue your testimony for us?
Okay. I'll enter the new info and run an update then. He sweat blood on his face and a knife in his hands. He was on the floor and somebody was smushing dough into his face. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared. I passed out. When I woke up, the person who killed Shisha was standing over me. I once saw the real killer's face. This is ultra-critical eyewitness testimony. He must have been so scared. Wait a minute. What's that one emotion doing in there? Despite witnessing the culprit's terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling, one of relief? The person the witness saw was no stranger, rather it was the accused. Therefore, it's only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw a familiar face. Defense, end this madness and sully your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? That nice smell. I love that smell. That perfume. Bye-bye. It's the smell of... You can do it. Try to remember, Owen. Oh, it's the smell of... Owen?
It seems Owen is now resting in the infirmary. They certainly have their hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. Despite Owen's testimony, it is the opinion of this humble servant of the Holy Mother that the child's words were insufficient to clear the accused of suspicion.
But what about the scent of perfume Owen mentioned? I believe it's a clue that will lead us to the true culprit.
But there are thousands of perfumes in the world. And could even be the scent of the hair product the accused uses. He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly possible.
What the fuck does this man's hair look like?
Okay. The witness is a 5-year-old boy. He cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products.
Why couldn't you have gone for a crew cut or something, Becky?
What's more, the only person who can cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused and no other.
Oh man, how am I supposed to argue with that?
And so, the person Owen saw at the scene of the crime can only be the accused Bucky Wet. Who did? I think it's Simon. Oh, not Simon. What the? Hold it up. Hey. I never use hair products or anything with such smell. If I wash something like that, it'll smell again to the soba. Boom! Check it. How'd you bring that to the judge? Thank you. Fuck you.
Oh, hey. Hi. Mr. Wet? Aren't you supposed to be resting in the infirmary?
Whatever. You think I let my soba stink up perfume? Try that chilled soba for yourself and see. I believe we have no choice but to try it. Strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's begin, shall we? That was delightful. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products or perfumes in Mr. Wet's soba. First, sweet bean buns and now savory soba. What a delectable child this has been. This texture is different from the soba I had the other day.
Reminds me of a dish we have in Krain called Banu Poon. What you think, Mr. Chickadee? My soba is pretty good, isn't it? It's delicious, don't you think so, Simon? It still pales in comparison to his late father's cuisine. Simon, why you always gotta be so hard on me?
Bailiff, take the defendant back to the infirmary at once for some rest.
Rest? I don't want plain old wheat dough, you know. I like fresh like a snake, never have soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's about the 3 freshies of soba. Grind the seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodle fresh.
Good grief, what a defendant.
At least Bucky wasn't the source of the perfume smell. Wait, smelly perfume? It looks like you remembered something. The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of a certain somebody.
Oh, and who might that be?
There's only one person that comes to mind. The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of this person.
Okay. Geru Tornado. Yes, she did smell very nice, didn't she?
In just a moment, defense. You would throw suspicion on Geru now because of a scent. Your Honor, there is no need to go along with these ever-changing claims of the defense.
I suppose the claims have been awfully inconsistent.
But Geru could have been at the crime scene.
Yes, but...
You'll get to see those balloons of hers if we call her back to the witness stand.
How vulgar. His Honor is not interested in such things. Setting the matter of her balloons aside entirely, I do believe it is appropriate to ask Geru some questions, given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pulkunka!
Change the frame rate. Thank you for calling the disciple of the Tornado School of Rakugo back for an encore. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love. Geru Tornado. 1, 2, balloon.
What wonderful balloon artistry.
Your Honor, please. Now then, what would you like me to make for you this time? Actually, I called you back for more testimony. But I'm all talked out. This case has left me completely deflated. What? You didn't find that funny? Anyway, what exactly is going on, Simon?
It seems the person who murdered Master Tornado was wearing perfume.
And you were the only person I could think of who wears perfume. Wait, you mean I'm the suspect now? Geru, you knew about Owen, right? Well, yes, I often played with him at Shisho's request. So that means you could have let that fake dying message, right? What? Just because I wear perfume and no Owen? You think I'm a murderer? Oh, how could you?
This is absolutely right. With no evidence but the distorted memories of a small child, it is outrageous of the defense to accuse this woman.
That's right. You don't even have any proof.
You may step down from the stand, Geru. The defense does not have one scrap of evidence that connects you to the crime.
Wait just 1 minute. I may not have proof, but Owen's testimony is still...
Enough. Please, feel free to leave, Geru.
But I'm so close. There must be something I can do. Well, if the prosecutor says it's okay, then I guess I'll be going now.
Silence!
Oh, Geru, you're an entertainer, aren't you? Once you go on stage, it's your duty to complete your performance. Is it not? So, what are you doing leaving halfway through?
Eek! There's a bandage on Geru's forehead. And since we know that Master Tornado's killer has a cut on her face somewhere...
Impossible.
How did you know, Simon?
I didn't. But I had to take a chance and see for myself. Otherwise, your theory would remain a groundless accusation.
Your Honor, Prosecutor Sadmati,
What the fuck? Why'd that fall?
the scent of perfume, an injury on the forehead, these things are completely consistent with Owen's testimony. In short, the mysterious individual Owen saw in this dressing room could have been Geru.
Miss Sykes! Does this mean you are formally indicting the witness for the murder of Typhoon Tornado? Should your accusation prove to be false, I hope you are prepared to pay the price in full.
Simon, what price is he talking about?
I thought that should be obvious. Prosecutor Sadmonk is saying he'll see to it you never stand in the court of law again. He can't do that. He has no sway here. I must say, though, he knows how to make a trial interesting.
Just whose side are you on, Simon?
Go on, then. Into the deep end with you. You really have but one choice, anyway. Well, Miss Sykes, I'm waiting.
With regards to the witness, Geru Tornado, the defense wishes to... There's no reason for me to hold back. Not if I really believe in my client. The defense wishes to formally indict Geru Tornado for the murder of Typhoon Tornado.
I have tried to be merciful, but now not even your pleas will reach the Holy Mother's ears. You will have plenty of time to regret your decision in the pit of hell.
Except I won't need to. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Watt. It was Geru Tornado. That bandages. It's just from a silly slip-up I made while cooking yesterday, that's all. What kind of extreme cooking were you doing to cut yourself on the forehead? Well, what can I say? That's what happened. You also don't have an alibi for the period before 4 p.m., do you, Geru? But I really didn't know anything was wrong until Shisha was dead. If you don't believe me, then with the twisty twist. And Bloon, there you have it, an adorable little kitty. How could you suspect a cutesy little balloon artist like me, Geru, I've been meaning to say this for a while now, but could it be that you don't have an eye for balloon art? Then, don't you know what that? Don't you think I know that? You don't have to come out and say it.
I don't know, I think she's pretty good.
I'm the daughter of a great Rakugo artist. I never wanted to do stupid balloon art. I was supposed to be a Rakugo storyteller too, just like my late daddy. But Shisho told me to do balloon art instead. I guess the victim thought she had no talent as a Rakugo artist either. So you're still gonna suspect a poor little thing like me? Please stop trying to skirt the issue. It all comes down to the scent of perfume and the cut on your forehead. You and the culprit in Owen's testimony share these two traits. You're dead set on accusing me, aren't you? Well, here's what I have for naughty little girls like you. With the twisty twist. I'ma cut you, witch. No, I'ma cut you, witch. Go ahead, make me testify all you want. When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it?
Oh my, is this yet another hidden personality?
Simon, is everybody in the tornado school like this?
How should I know? I'm debating on giving her a pirate voice now.
Yeah, I visited the dressing room during the time to make a courtesy call after my act. Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know? The perfume Owen smelled must have been left over from when I visited.
Okay, I'm glad she doesn't have the balloons up there anymore.
So, Gary's saying she went into the dressing room, but then left right away?
Don't take her at her word.
Come on, do you really think I would? I'm just trying to figure out how to get her to talk about what really happened.
Now then, Miss Sykes. You may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah, I visited the dressing room during that time to make a courtesy call after my act. A courtesy call after your performance, huh? Come to think of it, the one that mentioned making the same kind of visit. Yeah, a visit to your master before and after your routine.
Why do you have your balloons back there?
That's just common courtesy for us Rakugo artists and entertainers. So that means you paid the victim a courtesy call before your performance too, right? What did you say at that time? He was having a drink and getting himself into a festive mood. He liked to say that drinking gave him a silver tongue. So he was already drinking by then. Wonder wasn't there in the dressing room yet at that time. He must have gone in there during my act, cause when I went back... Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. Could you describe how they appeared? They were both stretched out on the floor, snoozing away. So sitting the victim up and over the table must have been the culprit's doing. After all, who wouldn't stretch out on the floor if they could to take a nap? Plus, that matches up with what Owen said in his testimony. But if he was asleep, how could you tell it was Owen? How did you know it wasn't Uwendo? I've known the guy for ages. One look at his face and I know which one I'm dealing with. I see. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know? Where did you find your master's notes? I don't know. Can't remember. Did you notice anything else unusual or out of place in the room? Well, there was the sake and a half-eaten manjo on the table. But I didn't see anything else out of place or whatever in the room, though. Oh, is that a fact? Of course it is. What do you think? And you didn't change anything around while you were in there? I didn't do anything. Look, I'm telling ya. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room. Your boldness, I request that that statement be added to Geiru's testimony. Simon! What's a statement like that going to do for us? Just play along and you'll see soon enough.
I have no problem with adding that to the testimony, but how about you, Miss Sykes?
I have no problem with it either, Your Honor. What is Simon thinking? I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room. The perfume Owen smelled must have been left over from when I visited. So you admit that the scent Owen smelled when he witnessed the crime was from your perfume? Yeah, sure, why not? All it proves is I was in the dressing room anyway.
It don't do a thing to prove I killed Shisho.
That may be true, but Becky's the one who bumped off Shisho. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room. So I just wanted to confirm. You didn't see anything at all unusual or out of place anywhere around the victim? I already told ya. Nothing. And you didn't touch anything at all in the dressing room. How many times I gotta say? No, I didn't touch anything. Wait, but then, is she saying she didn't see what Owendo immediately saw when he checked the victim's body? Does that mean it wasn't there yet at the time? Oh, hold on. I guess there was something. What is it? The soba making equipment was already there in the room. That means Baki must have been in the dressing room before me, doing something. Thanks for the non-help. Well, a new statement has been added, but she's still sticking to her guns. She said she didn't see anything unusual in the dressing room. But that strikes me as a little strange on its own. Really? Why? If Master Tornado really is the one who left that, you'd think Takeru would have noticed it. And if Master Tornado wasn't the one who left it, then we must ask, who did? You know what I'm getting at, don't you, Athena? I think so. I really appreciate Simon's help, but I've got to come up with the answer myself this time. Oh no, smell this confirmed. Bacteria was confirmed alive before him, but could be empty. Discovered before Becky came to the theater, Gary was outside. While feeding a dog, a number of dumped birds and leftovers in the yard. Nope. Knock knock! Who's there? This evidence and that statement! This evidence and that statement who? They contradict each other, that's who. That's not even the proper call. Okay, it's just this thing from before. And what's more, her claim does not make any logical sense. Your performance merits neither applause nor leniency defense. Everyone's a critic. Cut me some slack. Garo, you said that you didn't notice anything odd or unusual near your master. You also said you didn't touch anything in the dressing room. That's right. What about it? Then, I wonder who left that dying message with the Karuta cards. What are you going on about? It had to have been that Bucky. Sorry, but that's not possible. Because only 3 people knew of Owendo's personalities. Owendo, your master, and you. Eek! If Bucky had left that Karuta message, he wouldn't have spelled out Owen. He would have spelled out Uendo. What it boils down to is this. As a member of the Tornado School, you, Geru Tornado, are the only one who could have left that dying message. And as the person who left that message, it's clear that you are Master Tornado's killer. Will you ever quit your yapping? You are like wretches clinging to the spider thread of salvation. Allow me to cut that holy thread from the heavens and bring you back down to earth. Would you quit butting in whenever things start to go my way? Silence, child. Playtime is over. What did you just say? As the witness stated, she went into the dressing room and soon came back out again. But the victim's note was not the only reason she left with such haste. There was another reason that compelled Geru to leave at once. Geru, would you please relate said reason to the court? There was a reason why Geru had to leave the dressing room? Well, I didn't want to show you this, but I guess I got no choice. Keep your eyes peeled, 'cause here it comes. Your hand is all swollen and red. What happened, Geru? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. What? That kind of implicates you further. Allergic reactions to buckwheat can vary, though they're usually on the severe side. With Typhoon Tornado making soba noodles in his dressing room, Geru was lucky to still be alive, considering all the soba flour that was swirling in the air. Good thing I left pretty quick. I managed to escape with a mild reaction. But I touched Shisho as he was being carried away. And look what it did to my poor hands. There must have been soba broth on his clothes or something. If I'd inhaled any of that soba flour, I'd have had a seizure. And it'd have been good night, Geru. I never could have stayed in that dressing room for very long. The person allergic to buckwheat couldn't be in a room with soba flour in the air. And certainly couldn't use soba dough as a murder weapon either. This isn't good. You knew it would come to this, didn't you? That's why you never mentioned her allergy. As if I would do anything so underhanded. I was simply trying to protect the privacy of this witness. I'm sick of all these accusations. Why don't I just testify and get it all out in the open, yeah? I like that pose. Geru's buckwheat allergy. If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. And with that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. I still can't believe it. Nobody told me that she had a soba allergy. Did you know, Simon? Does it look like I knew? Protect the privacy of the witness, my foot, my ass. What a dirty trick. Now what do we do? There's only one thing to do. Put Prosecutor Sadmuk to shame with your cross-examination. Right! No matter how small, I'll find us an opening. Break her testimony down.
Gayru's buckwheat allergy. If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction.
You're not lying about the soba allergy of yours, right? Of course not.
I swear on the grave of my father up in heaven.
I can even get you a doctor's certificate if you want. She seems to be telling the truth.
I've had this allergy for as long as I can remember, but I never dreamt in a million years it'd clear me of a murder. And you'll come out of this smelling like a delicate buckwheat flower to boot.
Well said, Your Honor.
And with that much soba flower in the air, that room could have literally killed me.
I'll give you that there was quite a bit of flour scattered about in the dressing room.
I haven't saved once this entire time, so I'm gonna do that.
But you went in to pay your respects to your master regardless, right?
Yeah, but like I said, I came right back out. I mean, the soba making tools were right there. You better believe I was careful not to breathe in any of it.
But you still could have committed this crime if you held your breath while doing it.
Don't be ridiculous. I would have suffocated to death before Shisho did.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Jeez, get a grip, will ya? Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body would cause this much... Just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. Maybe there's a twist here. Like you're actually allergic to dogs and not soba?
You kidding?
Bring my little Jugamu in here. I'll hug and squeeze him like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you, I have a genuine, honest-to-goodness soba allergy.
In defense, the witness clearly has an authentic allergy to buckwheat. Any further deliberation on the matter would be meaningless, pointless, worthless.
You heard the man, lawyer girl. All right, fine. I was just starting to think the same thing myself. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though. Probably got this allergic reaction on my hand here because I touched Shisho. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. I have a question about that, actually. If you're allergic to soba, does that mean you're allergic to the noodle broth, too? Well, the buckwheat from the noodles can dissolve into the broth, so duh. Touching soba broth could be just as deadly for me. Don't you know anything? What an amateur. I'm sorry? Do I look like a doctor to you? Look. Anything that has soba in it, or anything that has touched soba, is like poison to me. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. So I just want to cover all my bases, but could the murder have possibly occurred somewhere other than the dressing room?
Objection. That is out of the question. By even asking, you show your complete disregard for all we have discussed until now. Yes, I have to agree. The defense can't go around suggesting new premises without basis.
Unfortunately for you, Shisho didn't take a single step from his dressing room around the time of the murder. Well, that is unfortunate for everyone.
Gyaru could not have possibly committed this crime in a room where soba was being made. Finally, the time has come for the last rites of the victim to begin. What would Mr. Wright do at a time like this? Ah, forget. There's only one thing to do. What are you smiling about? Has the pressure overwhelmed you? Nope. It's just the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I see. You have no rebuttal, and so the only thing left to you is to smile. Oh, that's where you're wrong. I do have a rebuttal. Turn your thinking around, Athena. Don't try to figure out how Giru, who was allergic to soba, could commit the crime. Figure out how Giru could be in that room and not have an allergic reaction instead. Let me rest. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles, but I'm fresh like my soba, and you don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the three freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. He's blacked out. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisha was napping? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. Mon Dieu! What if that certain piece of evidence doesn't mean what we all think it means? If that's the case, I may be able to prove that Giro could have committed this murder. No matter how hard you search your mind, you cannot overturn facts. Well, Miss Sykes, if you have no further objections, I'll hand down my ruling. True, I can't overturn facts, but what if we got our facts about a piece of evidence wrong? Got our facts wrong? What are you talking about now? And what piece of evidence do you mean, Miss Sykes? Please point it out to this court. This evidence proves that Giro could have killed her master even with her soba allergy. Man, I don't fucking know. Fuck it.
Take that!
That's what it showed me earlier. It's Master Tornado's note! This is the note. Preposterous. What possible connection could there be between the witness's allergy and that note? The answer lies in the true meaning of this note. Its true meaning? This note does not mean I am resting, do not disturb, as we had assumed. But rather, it actually meant this dough is resting, do not disturb it. Wait a minute, Athena. That doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't. After all, as Becky told us many a time, you don't let soba dough rest. What's all this jibber-jabber got to do with anything? This is it, the home stretch. This note and Mr. Wet's words have led me to the conclusion that Master Tornado was... Udon? The victim, Taito Tornado, was not making buckwheat noodles. He was making ordinary udon noodles instead. Oh, Kunka!
That layer of flour in the dressing room wasn't soba flour, but plain old wheat flour for udon. So actually, it was totally possible for Geru to be in that room and kill her master.
That has to hurt. What? But if that's true, it changes everything.
Your Honor, the defense requests that the flour in the room be tested immediately.
But soba noodles were found in the bowl, and Geru did have a reaction on her hand. How do you explain those things?
Well...
Even were it udon flour instead of soba, you still cannot prove Geru committed the crime.
But...
Don't lose your nerve now. Keep charging forward, or you'll feel my blade at your back.
Enough with the threats already, I got it. Talk about pressure. Alright, Athena, take a deep breath and go over everything again. I'm going to revisualize the case from start to finish. I have to find conclusive evidence that Geru committed this murder. What was Master Tornado making in this dressing room? Master Tornado was making udon. By my logic, Master Tornado must have been making udon in his dressing room. But something at the scene indicates otherwise. What was found in the bowl on the table? There was soba in the bowl. Even though the master wasn't making soba, soba noodles were found at the scene. So that means the noodles had to have come from somewhere. Wait a minute, one mysterious serving of soba noodles. That sounds familiar. Where did the soba in the bowl on the table come from? The soba was from the master's soba stock. The soba noodles found at the scene were from the master's stock of uncooked noodles. But then, why would the culprit go out of her way to cook that soba and put it in the bowl? Why did the culprit cook the soba noodles and put them in the bowl? The culprit wanted to hide the udon dough. Soba was found at the scene. And that means the culprit must have taken the udon with her to hide it. But why did the culprit take the udon away and hide it? Must have been because she... The murder weapon was udon dough. That's it! The udon dough was the real weapon used to kill Typhoon Tornado. And the reason why no weapon was found is because Geru got rid of the dough somehow. The real murder weapon was the udon dough the victim made. If we can find this dough, that'll prove my theory correct. And undeniably prove Geru's guilt.
Even if we could find this dough, what makes you think that it would prove she is the one?
Please recall Owen's eyewitness testimony, Prosecutor Sabmati. If the injury on Geru's forehead was caused by the victim's knife, then Geru's blood must have dripped down onto the dough used as the murder weapon. That would make the dough pretty conclusive evidence, wouldn't you agree?
But where is this conclusive evidence? Let us hear your theory on where this murder weapon is.
Well, it's... If I can't find an answer in this evidence I have on hand, we'll lose this trial. So how did Geru get rid of the dough, the udon dough? Think, Athena. What do I have that points to suspicious behavior on Geru's part?
Now then, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. Where is the real murder weapon hidden?
Nice barking you did that. I assume you have the bite to back it up. Stop distracting me, especially not right now! This piece of evidence can point us to the location of the hidden murder weapon.
That was a real funny hint. That was a really funny hint. Simon's statement.
Garo! Huh? What is it? I'm just an innocent girl. I don't know anything about a murder. Stuff that cute act in your balloon hat. Garo got rid of the dough she used to kill Master Tornado in a bold and daring way. She did it right in front of Frosty Blackwell's nose by feeding it to her dog. No, I...
Of course, now it all makes sense. I was puzzled as to why Garo, who should know her own dog's eating habits, would feed Jugamu more than he could possibly finish.
Your Honor, please order an investigation of the yard right now.
And what should the police at the theater be looking for exactly?
Jugamu must have buried his leftover dumplings somewhere around his doghouse. Dumplings that Garo made out of the udon noodles with her blood in it.
This is preposterous.
I want to thank you, Simon. If you hadn't kept me going, I might have given up along the way.
What are you blathering on about? You still have work to do. Now, by your hand, finish this wretched case off, Athena.
You got it. Garo, do you remember what you said would happen if the truth is finally revealed?
When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it?
Well, now the truth is out, and it looks to me like it's your balloon that goes pop. Ah.
Polkunka! Do you have to do that for him every case game?
I'm a Kuga artist. I was the one who was supposed to inherit that name. But then Shisho... Why are my balloons bursting? Daddy, are you mad at me? I've been a bad girl.
Okay, what the fuck? Plot twist, she's flat.
Oh. Are you ready to tell us everything now, Garo? The whole reason I entered the world of Rakugo in the first place was to follow in my father's wonderful footsteps and inherit his stage name. His stage name? You don't mean...
Window Tornado.
I knew I wasn't very good at storytelling, but I thought that if I did that stupid balloon thing like Shisha wanted, I'd inherit the name someday. But Master Tornado gave the name to his junior disciple. Yeah, that's why I took my revenge on Shisha during the show celebrating the name succession. So that was your entire motive? What the fuck? I doubt anybody else could understand, but inheriting my father's name was everything to me. It was my whole reason for living.
Of all the days you could have taken your revenge, why did you choose the day of the show?
Because I wanted to pay Wendell back for stealing what was rightfully mine. It wasn't his fault, though. I wanted to pin the blame on him at the show where all the Tornado fans were gathered. But then Uendo tried to shift the blame onto Bucky Wet. And now we know the whole story. There's just one more thing I want to know. Did you know Master Tornado was baking udon in his dressing room yesterday? Yesterday? No, I didn't. When I saw the soba making tools, I was worried about my allergy. But it was my only chance to get my revenge on the two of them, so I went ahead and did it. So it was a premeditated crime, but in the end, you only went through with it on impulse. Then, the allergic reaction on your hand. Is it from touching the soba in the refrigerator with your bare hands? When you were tampering with the crime scene after your master's death? Yeah. By that time, I wasn't clear-headed enough to worry about my allergy. Kiru, how could you do all this, you idiot? Kiru, I get your desire to inherit your father's name, but what you really should have inherited from him wasn't his name, but his heart. His heart? Hi, Simon.
Do you have anything to add, Prosecutor Sadmati? Any objections?
No, Your Honor. Miss Athena Sykes. Yes? That's the first time he's used my name. I shall be sure to remember your name. Really? It seems he finally recognized you as a proper adversary. Thanks! That's all I ask, Prosecutor Sadmati.
It looks like there are no further objections. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. Ah, good. It seems you have made a full recovery. Now then, this court finds the defendant Bucky Wet not guilty. This court is adjourned.
May 13th, 11:55 a.m. District Court. Defendant, lobby number 6. I want to check the court record. I want to look at the... Do I have Owen as a profile? No, it's just Uendo. Congratulations, Bucky! I'm so glad you were found innocent!
Thanks for everything, Miss Chickadee.
But it still sucks that you were accused of a crime you didn't commit. Did Uendo have to have it out for you or something?
I don't think so.
Uendo said it was a spur-of-the-moment idea he got when he saw the silver-themed cars. Simon! Where have you been? I stopped in at Uendo's questioning. Only you, Bucky, could get framed for a crime on a whim.
No way. Almost got convicted out of convenience.
Well, at least you've been completely cleared of all charges, so buck up, Bucky. On a more important note, what I really want to know is... why didn't Master Tornado let Kiru inherit her father's name?
What do you mean? On a more important note, Miss Chickadee.
Oh, don't be such a wet blanket. Just go with the flow. Now come on. You think the Master was trying to encourage her to quit the entertainment business?
No, that's not it. He didn't give the name to her because he wanted Kiru to find her own calling in life. To perform whatever she wanted without being bound by her father's name or Rakugo. Making udon was his way of showing his support for her in her new endeavor.
So that's why you called out... why he called you to the theater, huh? To teach him to make udon? The more roundabout way. I've never seen, but that's Master Tornado for you. So this entire incident happened because of a misunderstanding? How sad. By the way, Gary wasn't the only person Master Tornado was trying to cheer on. Even though the person in question still seems unaware of the Master's intentions.
What? You talking about me? Come on, no way! All that old man ever did was criticize my soba.
That's not true, Bucky. There must be a way to make Bucky see just how much Master Tornado cared for him.
I assume it's gonna be this. That's the wrong button.
Take a good look, Bucky. Whose name is on there as the holder of this title deed?
It's still in my name?
Master Tornado was just up to one of his tricks when he said he stole the shop from you. He was trying to force you to grow into a truly capable owner in your father's stead. He probably used some tough love on you so that the shop wouldn't just go belly up.
I see. I never knew. Oh, Master Tornado, I'm so sorry.
Keep working hard, Bucky, and pay him back by living up to his expectations.
Thanks, Simey. And you too, Miss Chickadee. One day my soba's gonna be so good, it'll knock that old man's socks clean off. After all, I'm the 4th generation owner of Wet Soba, Wet Noodle number 4. Well, I'd better be getting back to my shop. I gotta get ready for the lunch rush.
Hold on! Could I place an order for delivery, Bucky?
Yes, Miss Chickadee?
Could you deliver a bowl of udon to Keiru on behalf of her master?
You got it. I'll make sure it's got all the TLC Master Tornado would have packed in it too.
Thank you!
Well, see ya. Be sure to drop by the shop sometime.
I will, and I'll bring the whole agency with me. Do us all proud, Bucky.
I'll have the best soba in town waiting for you when you come back. Peace out. When you come out, I think. Not back. I don't even know if he said out. He might have just said come.
It's nice to see somebody giving it their all, isn't it? I wonder if I leveled up in any thanks to this case. Don't kid yourself. The trial would have been a spectacle and a half had I not been if I had not been by your side. You don't know that! For a lawyer who's versed in psychology, you're too full of weak points. You need to learn to analyze yourself more objectively. Oh, or you could just teach me your famous mind tricks, Simon. No. Better shut someone down, and why not? Because the more pesky lawyers there are, the harder my job becomes. So it's in my best interest for you to remain green forever. Hey! What about what's in my best interest, huh? Besides, weren't you the one who had the wool pulled over your eyes by Uendo? Why, must you remind me? How could I have known Uendo would do time sober? Hey, speaking of time sober, I just thought of something funny. Oh, goody. I can't wait. Okay, here it is. In time sober, why didn't the Mon number 9 get counted? Come on, do you know, Simon? How should I know? Because 789! Thank you, I'll be here all week. I'm going to fucking kill you. Rolling on the floor laughing. That I should have known. Come on, let's go get sober or something and go home. Your treat? I'll treat you to 50% of the tab. And don't forget, you still owe me for that Monju. Really, Simon, it wouldn't hurt for you to pay for me every once in a while, you know? Quit squawking and start walking, Athena. Hey, wait for me! I may still have a ways to go as a lawyer. But just like Mr. Wright, Apollo, and Simon before me, I'm going to get there someday. After all, I've inherited their passion for our courts and the law. But je peux le faire. I can do this.
End. A new episode has been added. Turnabout Revolution. Alright. Turning to the title screen. Let's see my girl Athena. Hi, and Blacko's there too. Well, yeah, fuck you, Sadmari. Next time we will start Turnabout Revolution, the final case in the base game. But when we finish Revolution, we won't stop there. We still have DLC to do. But that's all for another time. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.